voice for the art of good life, inspired talks, lasting impact. No other than Miss Claudia Gallegos.
So,
Welcome, Miss Claudia. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
well, the efforts that is a tool to connect with your true self. Um, and I develop a plan, a work. My work is around creating a good life, not a generic good life, but the good life that you choose with the tools you choose. So that is my work.
And Miss Claudia, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And today, let's talk about yes, you can create your art of a good life. So tell us, you frame life as an art. How does thinking of building a good life as an artistic process rather than a scientific one change our approach?
Well, what I think is that life is a creative act. Every single thing we do is a creative act. So uh, being a creative act, what we have to do is um, to make it fun, to make it beautiful, to make it meaningful. And that is not something that happens in 1 minute. That is something that you develop as you go on. The more experiences you have, the more you're going to learn how to what you like and what you don't like. Make a selection. A lot of learning, a lot of not necessarily formal learning. I believe a lot in self education because self education is what your soul is craving to learn. So that's the main idea, the main motor.
Why do so many people feel they need permission or predefined formula to pursue a good life?
That's a good question. That is a very, very good question. But many
Thank
people
you.
need permission because um, they are so conditioned by the rules of the society, the rules of the society they live in, not the society in general as an abstract, but the group of people they live in, their beliefs, their churches or their religious groups. So there are some uh, aspects that are important in religious groups in society, but we also need to find what is our expression and what we want to say and what is that we came to do in this life. Not all of us came to do the same thing. Some came to do mathematicians and some others like me not be a mathematician, and we both can create a beautiful life with the tools we choose, with the directions we choose, with the experimentation we choose. So it's a discovery road.
Miss Claudia, how do you define or how do you help people define what a good life actually means for them personally amidst of such noise about what should be?
Is start reconnecting with oneself. We are so, since we are children, we are told what we can say and what we cannot say. We learn what we can, how we can behave, and how we cannot behave. Of course, there are some rules that are important to live in a society, right? But those rules cannot cannot um, remove the light of who we really are. And I find that many people are anguished and they're unhappy because they lose the connection with who they are. And they end up doing things that they don't like. And of course, they are not happy. Things that they're doing just as an inertia. going through the motion, doing what they feel they have to do. So my work is focused on um, helping people to reconnect with themselves and to go back to their center and go into their road. And once you start walking that, uh, road appears in front of you. Of course, like everything, sometimes we took a wrong turn, but at in retrospective, when we look back, we see that that wrong turn was a lucky wrong turn, right? And we
Yes.
the chance that to correct our steps. We can say, well, I'm going this way and I think it's a great, and then we find out that it's not a good way, and we can correct course and we can choose something different. So that is um, it's an art, is um, giving yourself the permission to have that creativity and giving yourself the permission to be who you really are.
Indeed, is an art, people. And Miss Claudia, is creating a good life more about following a set of principles or about intuition or personal expression?
Is following your own principles, the ones from the many that we learn since we are children. We can make a selection of the principles that are in resonance with ourselves. It is about creativity. It is about listen to yourself, listen to what you feel, not only what you think, but also what you feel, and make that connection. And when you make that connection, is that you're flowing into your life. So it's an exercise. It's not something that is going to happen in your early 20s. Is something that you cultivate, and you cultivate it through the years, and that is one of the most important things you can do for yourself.
Interesting, Miss Claudia. If someone feels completely stuck, what is the first, smallest intentional choice or action they can take to start creating their masterpiece?
I would say is to um, grab a pen and a paper. And yes, I believe in the physicality of writing, because the automatic writing only happens with pen and paper. There's no interruption of the keyboard. So grabbing pen and paper and sit in silence and start asking, for example, who I am. That's a very short question. Who I am. Who is me? What did I come to this life to do? Um, and those are the first questions that are going to start tuning yourself, to your own self, not to the self that was created by others, by beliefs, but external beliefs. So it's asking those questions. The answer is not going to come in a second. It's going to take some time, right? Is going to one day you're going to see it and there's nothing coming up. But it's the patience to relearn to listen to yourself. And when you relearn how to listen to yourself, then is that you start reconnecting with yourself. There's a series of exercises that I do. I sometimes I do groups of people, and we work together on this. This is very productive because also we learn from one another. Um, I am still learning every time I teach something. That is a gift that my students give me. I Every time I work with a client. with the Akashic records or with life coaching from the Akashic records is the same thing. I learn at the same because I learn from for I learn for me, I learn through others, and we also refine ourselves. So it's like when we were children, we started reading books that had one phrase, one short phrase in one whole page, right? And then it was like a short paragraph. And then we read a book that had big print and not too many words, but it was a short story with big print. And then we were able to read something else, and then we go into reading things that are a little more sophisticated, more um, complete, right? um,
Yes.
Same thing is it's like writing our own book, as we don't read every book. And some books we start and we say, oh, no, this is not for me. And some others that we cannot put down and we carry them through life with ourselves, right? So it's a little bit.
Yes. So, Miss Claudia, how do these small, seemingly insignificant daily rituals and habits contribute to the larger art of a good life?
Those one of the most important ones to me is to start listening to yourself. And it's a ritual that we lost when we were children, and we became a little tone deaf to ourselves. We listen to the exterior, to all the advertising. I think that is one of the most important rituals. And if you dare to see it and grab a notebook, go and choose for yourself a nice notebook with the paper that you like, and then with the pen that you like, and then, but not necessarily, right? I'm a little ritualistic in that sense because it's like helping me. That ritual, it helps me to get to the point of sitting and start and being able to listen, right? So
Yes.
um the um the function of the ritual to me is to help you move towards what you want to accomplish. You want to start listening to yourself. You can make some physical steps like, well, I'm going to prepare a nice cup of tea, and I'm going to grab a notebook a little a notebook that I like with a pen I like, or I go for a walk. And in the long walk, I record what are my insights. That everybody says, well, I have my best ideas when I'm driving or when I'm taking a shower. That are situations that we cannot register, right? Because we are doing something else, right? So
Yes.
um the rituals are tools to help us to go into that non-thinking automatic space when we're driving. Most of us drive for many years. So it's not something that we have to think all the time. I'm going to move the right foot and the left foot, and I'm going to move my hand in this direction. It's an automatic movement. So that automatic movement is what is leading us to have good ideas or resolutions or find a new path or refine something that we're doing. So it's a little of both, right?
Yes, a little of both. So, Miss Claudia, as a global voice, what are your short term and long term goals?
My short and long term goal is to be able to help more and more people to reconnect with themselves and live a full life um, as they came into this life experience to live. not live a generic life, but live a life that is full of new experiences and alignment in the direction of growth. Um, in the short term, we want more and more people joining the movement of peace and moving towards a much better world.
Much better world for sure. And thank you for that goals and good luck and looking forward for more success, Miss Claudia. And
Thank
what would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
Oh, the advice is that don't give up. We all go through challenging times. We all go through times that are very discouraging in the outside and in the inside. But those are experiences that, as a soul, we chose uh, for our own evolution. So we don't have to be scared. We have to be happy that we have the capacity to go through it. We have to be happy that we can do it. And we have to be happy that we're going to learn and evolve.
Learn and evolve. Thank you for that advice, Miss Claudia. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Uh, One of the books that influenced me when I was a child, I read Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and it's the story of a seagull that is different to the other seagulls in the flock. And at the beginning, wants to be like everybody else, and then he realizes that he can be himself. So I think it's a loop. I came back to being a child and teach how to be themselves. So it's a beautiful beautiful book. So very tiny.
Yes, and thank you for that recommended book, Miss Claudia. And tell us, how does the concept of wabi sabi, finding a beauty in imperfection, apply to building a life that is authentically good rather than perfectly manicured?
Well, uh, nothing is perfectly manicured, except
True.
except nature that is perfectly manicured. All the rest we build as we go, and the beauty is to find beauty in imperfection, because recognizing the beauty on the small things and in the imperfection is how we can recognize the beauty in ourselves. It's,
The beauty in our inner selves. I like that, Miss Claudia. Truly, truly empowering. And how do you stay inspired and motivated to keep actively designing your life when daily grind threatens to put you on autopilot?
well, that's a big challenge, right? And part of that is finding not what we were told we have to do, but what our soul craves to do. Uh, it's not about abandoning the society, but it's searching for what we like to do. The more you look, the solutions are not outside, the solutions are inside. They say that it's an inside job. So, as it is an inside job, what we have to do is to look inside and see what is resonating with us, what is clear for us, and not to get trapped by the not to get trapped by the objects, by the exterior, because life is not in the exterior. Life is about good relationships. Life is about um, enjoyment. Life is about learning in difficult times. So sometimes I am not super inspired, but I may look through the window and find out that there's a beautiful sky or there's a fluffy cloud in the sky that, cheers me up. It's finding the small things. We're not going to find a grandiloquent solution to all our life in 5 minutes. It's not going to happen. Just give up. But
Don't give up. People try and try until you succeed. Since then, on art, how do you measure progress? What replace traditional metric like wealth or status?
the thing is that the more you tune into yourself, is the more successful you're going to be. Not only in not only financially, but you're going to be successful in your life, in having a life that is fulfilling, in having happiness, in having joy, in having good relationships with the people you love. And that is love. That is a wealthy, wealthy, wealthy life. Not only expensive purses and logos in your pants or in your shoes. um, there are many other things that are more important. It's more important to find happiness in yourself. That is the true wealth.
Yes, that is the proof of wealth, people. And health is wealth, as they said. What role does community play in supporting our individual art projects? How do we define or find or build our gallery of supporters?
Well, I we are a very big. Our body is a very big example of how we cannot operate by ourselves, right? Because our lungs depend on the heart, and the heart depends on the blood and the oxygen, and we are an interdependent body. So that is our first example of how we have to operate to be able to um, how we have to operate in society. We have to find that community that is going to collaborate with us, that community that is going to be our support, those friends that are going to become our family. And that is like our body, right? And that is the support that we need outside, and we have to build it day by day. It's, like everything, it's, you experiment. Sometimes it is good, sometimes it's bad. Some people are in our life just for a little bit, but they leave a big mark, and some others are for a long time and they don't leave anything. So it's about creating, is finding that family that resonates with us. I always say your original family is the family that is here to challenge you, right? They
Yes.
know how to push all our buttons without any doubt. But the other family is the family that is going to support us and is going to hold us and is going to keep us going and is going to cheer us and is going to say, well, no, you're not doing well. This is not cool. This is very uncool. And they're going to say it with love and respect, um, for our evolution, for our, evolution as a person and as a soul.
Miss Claudia, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too. Comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101 in fourth season, and my baby podcast Law 101 and mental health 101. Love letters in third season, and my movie 101 review and music 101 in fourth season, and science 101 and sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss Claudia, when you look at the art of your life as a whole, what do you hope is overaching theme or feeling will be? What is the ultimate mark of a life well created?
Well, to me, is to share the knowledge that I have, that I've been cultivating all my life. And the more I share it, the more I learn. And the more I learn, I want to learn more and I want to share more. So that is my legacy. That is what I want to do. That is what makes me happy and it keeps me inspired and going.
Yes, Miss Claudia Gallegos, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your art, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Well, I invite you to sign up for my newsletter. That is mgallegos.com. And there you're going to find whatever I'm doing. You can also find me on TikTok and on Instagram at The Art of a Good Life. So everything is simple and easy to find.
Simple and easy to find. Yes, people, let's support Miss Claudia Gallegos because if you support her, for sure, more and more empowering arts to come, more and more empowering advocacy to come. So, Miss Claudia, thank you so much for your time. More to come, people. See you soon.